Hi all, I'm JE. Thank you guys for stopping by the channel, bringing you a video, as the title says, Jupiter going retrograde. So Jupiter's going retrograde, guys, May 14th, and I wanted to come by and do a video because we have 4 planets going retrograde, and we're still in this global pandemic or crisis. So we all have been affected by this COVID-19 coronavirus in some kind of way, some kind of format in our lives, and also trying to come out of this global crisis, this COVID-19. And now we have 4 planets going retrograde. So Jupiter is one, Saturn is another planet, Pluto is another one, and Venus. Okay, and I've done videos on those 3 planets, and now I'm doing this video on Jupiter going retrograde. Now, I'm not an astrologer, as I confessed, and that's my disclaimer. I'm not an astrologer, so I can't tell you where the stars, the planets, and the duration, and the distance, and all that stuff. I'm only reading energies as what I'm feeling that Spirit is saying to me regarding Jupiter going retrograde. Okay, so make sure you check out the description box, because there's pertinent information. And what I probably will do, guys, is link some of these videos. Like if this video is launched last, depending on the time and the date or whatever, then I may add the ones that I have launched, like Venus or whatever, in the description box. So check out the description box to see if the other videos are there. That makes it easier for you to find. Also, subscribe to the channel so that you know when I upload a new video. Hit that notification bell, that way you're notified when there's new content on the channel. I appreciate that. What else? I'm also doing journaling with JE. So during this COVID-19 coronavirus, we all have experienced a lot of things during this time, during this pandemic, as well as now we're going into these retrogrades. So I've suggested in the videos, in the Venus retrograde, the Pluto, and the Saturn retrograde, and I will also mention it here, that I think that if you want, this is you wanting, not being pressured, but journal with JE, during your experiences through these retrogrades, during your experiences through what you're experiencing, because this is going to be where you go back in this time and make some changes to better your life. Okay, so let's get into it. So Jupiter going retrograde, first of all, a little bit about Jupiter, is the planet of big dreams, wishes. It also rules philosophy, law, religion, foreign cultures, long distance travel, higher thinking, okay, on one's perspective, on one's life, you know, having these big dreams, big aspirations of one's life. And in that, you know, having these big dreams of one's life, in that, having these big ideas of one's life. This talks about the 9th house. Okay, so this is the 9th house in the houses of the zodiac. So I'm not sure of your natal chart, so you would have to look up your natal chart to see if Jupiter is anywhere in your natal chart. And if Jupiter is in your natal chart, possibly listen to that sign during the course of this retrograde. So for figuratively of speech, let's just say Jupiter was in my natal chart, okay, and I had a little bit of Capricorn, because I think Jupiter rules the planet, the sign Capricorn. Let's see. It rules Sagittarius, okay, Sagittarius, and I think I do have Sagittarius now that I'm thinking about it, honey. Ooh, yes, I do have a little bit of Sagittarius in there. I forget, I think it's 7%, 7 degrees, not 7%, 7 degrees. So during the time of this retrograde, right, I think I have 7 degrees Sagittarius, okay, and so therefore I would say I probably would be affected by this retrograde, okay? Because we're dealing with law, we're dealing with religion, we're dealing with foreign cultures, we're dealing with travel, we're dealing with the way my perspective of thinking, my higher thinking, this is my higher self. So during the time of this retrograde, I want to look at what's coming out in the readings during this time. So Jupiter goes retrograde May 14th, and it goes direct, I want to say September, okay? So during the course of this time, being that I have a little bit of Sagittarius, well, 7 degrees Sagittarius in my chart, in the sign of and I have to look at my natal chart. I don't memorize it, but I have it on this chart, and I have certain things on this chart and what I want to focus on. So maybe one day I'll show you guys my natal chart so that you can see my natal chart. But if you don't have your own personal natal chart, I would suggest going to Google and type in free natal chart, and then you plug in what they request of you, and it gives you a birth chart, your birth chart. That is something to get you started, okay? What you would need, though, is your time of birth, and some natal charts even ask where you were born, like what city, state, that type of thing, in order to be more specific, okay? But what I'm getting at, like if you have a certain degrees and Jupiter of your zodiac, one of your zodiacs, Saturn, Venus, Pluto, these planets that are going retrograde, you may want to listen to those videos as well instead of just your sun sign or your rising sign. Does that make sense? So, of course, I would want to listen to that Sagittarius video because Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius, big dreamer, big thinker, and they are some big thinkers, honey. Yes, God, I love them to death. But so I want to listen to that to see how that plays out for me in that time of retro, so that I can go back in my life and figure out what I need to change, what I need to look at. What do I need to change about my perception of life, okay, to better my life? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, guys. So along with the Venus and the Pluto, as well as the Saturn videos that I've launched, I've said that there, and this is when you're going to start journaling during this time. When, okay, if you listen to me, you may listen to other readers, whoever you listen to. I'm not biased as to you may listen to other readers. That's a good idea. Okay, so, but when you listen to them, what are they really telling you, or what are we telling you? What am I telling you? What are we telling you in that time, during that time? And maybe write it down, and then ask Spirit, ask God to show you what you need to work on. Write that down in that journal. That's why I say it's important to journal with J.E. All right, enough babble. Let's pull out the cards here. So let's see what's coming out with this Jupiter retrograde, beginning May 14th and goes direct in September. What do you want to share? All right, let's do it. All right, so the crowning card is the Temperance, which is, oh wow, how befitting. Temperance is the Sagittarius. This is their card. And Jupiter is, I can't even get it out because I've been reading all day, so I'm a little tired. So this will be my last reading. I've been reading all day long, and so I'm a little tired, but we're going to get through this. So Sagittarius rules the planet. Jupiter rules the sign Sagittarius, right? And Temperance is Sagittarius Arcana card. This card represents the sign Sagittarius. Okay, so this is the crowning energy for this Jupiter going retrograde. This is what's crowning the reading. And the recent past is the 9 of Wands. So this is talking about how some of us have almost got to our big place in life, our big dream. We were almost to the finish line of something. We were almost there. And then boom, something happened and changed that. And now we're back where we're having to have faith, belief, strength, power to get through, right? But not giving up, right? You will also have the Knight of Wands. Maybe this happened where Jupiter is going retrograde, because for some of you with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Wands, this tells me that you may have rushed something. And if you rushed this something, you would have destroyed this something, right? You would have messed it up. So it wasn't ready. This could have been with something that you were trying to manifest in your life, okay? Some type of philosophy, belief, or whatever it is that you want to birth into the world. Whatever big idea that you wanted to birth into the world, it wasn't time. Okay, so some of you, you're being cautioned to go back and look over things that you want to make happen in your life. So if you were just getting ready to launch something, do something, and then boom, there was like no, you can't do it right now. That's because you're not ready. Spirit says you're not ready. Okay. The outcome, yes, go back in and reevaluate this. The Hermit card, this is talking about divine guidance. So it's almost like you were saved before you launched this, or you were getting ready to do something big in your life, some of you. And now it's time to go back and look at this, maybe reevaluate this, so that when you're truly ready, take your time. Because whatever you're trying to create and manifest, it's like she's creating something. You see how she's pouring into one cup and the other cup. She's creating something. So whatever this is that you're creating, you may need to take a little bit more time on this. Yes, with the Seven of Pentacles, it wasn't ready to birth. The Seven of Pentacles talks about waiting on your harvest. So for some of you, you have this big dream, this big aspiration, this big desire of some sort. And this could be with your belief system, your religious beliefs, what you believed in, political beliefs, your law, It also could be dealing with foreign laws, foreign customs. It also can be dealing with higher learning, the way you think about things, how you see things, how you travel, maybe, how you travel long distance or domestic, international or domestic. So a lot has changed, right? When it comes down to your ideas, when it comes down to your wishes that you want to manifest, you may say they haven't come true yet. They haven't come to fruition yet. It's because it wasn't time. It's not ready. There's something that's just not ready that you may need to go back. So when we're in retrograde during May 14th through the September season, this is your time to go back over your dreams, desires, and see what you need to tweak, change, and make ready for yourself, okay? Because there was something you were getting ready to do, and honey, you was getting ready to mess that thing on up. The Moon card talks about, yes, you don't have enough information, or there's not enough for you to launch it. You know how sometimes you do something premature and it just flops? That's what I felt like this would have been, like a flopping type of situation for some of you, okay? Yeah. This Seven of Pentacles, which talks about, reaping the harvest, or it talks about the Seven of Pentacles, talks about reaping your harvest, okay? It talks about reaping your harvest. It also talks about waiting, okay? And for some of you, this is waiting for something to rectify, okay? something to rectify something, and we're going into a retrograde, so something may need to be rectified before you launch this big idea, this big dream of yours. Whether this is a book you've been writing, a play you've been writing, opening up some type of foundation, opening up your own business of some sort, maybe doing a 501c or 503c, which is nonprofit organizations, maybe, whatever, whatever this is for you. But there's something you may need to go back and look at the blueprint of it, look at the imprint of it, look at the documentation, and make sure that it is correct before you launch this, okay? Before you launch this, because you have the Nine of Staves coming up twice. So this is talking about proceed with caution, okay? Proceed with caution. You're almost there, but this is your future you're talking about. So you don't want something to come out half, but you want it to be right. You want it to be right, okay? Oracle message is the Eagle King. So you have look at the big picture. It also talks about angelic help. So yeah, something may have saved you from making a mess of things, or this could be a great idea. Your book may be a masterpiece. Your clothing may be a masterpiece. Your invention may be a masterpiece. But with this retrograde, just go back over it one more time. Go back over it one more time. You may be having heavenly signs that's coinciding with this. Say, yeah, let me take my time and make sure I have this right, okay? Also, during the time of this crisis, heavenly signs to tell you that you may get heavenly signs during this crisis and say, you know what? That what you did during this crisis can benefit the world. It can benefit the world. You have great ideas that can truly benefit the world. Continue to work on it, so that you can connect with the right person in order to launch this once we go direct, once Jupiter goes direct. I wouldn't do it just yet. I would work on this, okay? You also have hobbies. Some of you, your hobbies can make money for you, okay? If you, again, something that could have happened in this crisis that we're in, this pandemic. I made this example in one of the videos. People were making masks, beautiful masks with the scarves and the mask, beautiful masks. And, that's a big commodity right now. And not saying sell them right now because people need them. But who knows? You have skills like that. You can sell them. People were making masks for the nursing homes, for the nursing homes, for the physical therapists and people of that sort. So what I'm saying is, some of you are very creative, and your talent can truly benefit the world. But for some of you, it's not ready. It's not ready. Get with the right people, the right connections, the right resources in order to make this thing ready. Okay. You also have the Lady of Gift, generosity, receiving, withholding. I do feel like for some of you, I feel like for some of you, because of your generosity, because of a hobby or a gift that you're good at, that gift will make room for you. Scripture says, write the vision, write it down, make it plain. Your gift will make room for you. So for some of you, I feel like your gift will make room for you, but write it down, make it plain, make sure you're ready. When you're in this retrograde, this is a time to look at this thing, to look at it, to make sure that it's right for you. Okay. I'm also feeling like some of you in this time where Jupiter is going retrograde, maybe some of you, when it comes down to your ideas, you're bringing things back into alignment to say, I need to look at things in perspective, in retrospect, right? Maybe I don't have to live this lifestyle. Maybe I need to reduce it to this lifestyle. Some of you may be changing that, where maybe you had this big old house and now you're moving down to a condo. You know, something like that. I'm feeling like some of you are doing that. You're making different moves. Take the next step now. I do feel like some of you are making different moves. I definitely feel like there's a sense of where you're using your higher self, your higher intuition. This is where your thought process is changing when it comes down to your ideas. Not that you're dimming down or dumbing down your ideas. It's just that now some of you may be going in this time, in this season, during this retrograde, where you're not living above and beyond your means. I'm also seeing that you're slowing down. You may be slowing down. You may be looking at principle over wants. Okay, some of you may be looking at principle over wants. Also during this time of retrograde. Ace of Gabriel, a gift of passion, opportunity, inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. Again, some of you guys have some great gifts that can truly change the world, that can benefit the world. Okay. Your next oracle, you have new beginnings. Absolutely. New beginnings. Okay. In this 2020 calendar, you're starting a new life, finding your purpose, forgiving and compassionate review of the past during this retrograde. So the retrograde definitely talks about going backwards, going back in the past, seeing how we once done things and rectifying this. And so what you have here is the Hermit, which talks about going back in, seeing how you were to people, how you projected yourself out to people. Did you, were you too much for people? Maybe going back to looking at yourself to see, okay, maybe I could have done something a little bit different with that situation. Okay. Maybe I was a little too much with that situation. Maybe I expected too much out of the situation. Maybe I need to bring it down a little bit. Okay. You also have release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. Yes. So there may be some things in your life that will bring on a sense of peace. You know, these big dreams, big desires. This could be even a relationship where you really thought you and someone was going to ride out to the wheels fall off, right? And it didn't happen. And so some of you are going back to forgive that person or forgive that energy. These were big dreams in your life, like big ideas, big things that you thought were supposed to make, to come into light for you, but they didn't. And this is a time for you to do self-reflection with the Hermit. Principle over what you desired. Okay. Also, you needed to slow down. You were moving too fast with something, beloved. There was something that you were moving too fast. Could have been with your emotions, how you felt with someone. And so in that, you're being guided to slow down. You had to slow down. You were moving too fast with someone, I'm feeling here. Last but not least, it's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, and support. A change of a job and promotion. Some of you can get the job that you seek, you want. You may be hoping for this job. This is the time to write the vision, make it plain, figure out what it is that you want in your career, and go after it. Go after it. Jupiter is a big dreamer, so there may be a job that let's just say you want to work at a particular, company. Let's just use that to be safe, a company. And working at this company, you need to make sure you have all of the logistics, research the company, understand what the company does, so that when that window of opportunity comes, you can go in there and get that job. Does that make sense, beloved? So I appreciate all of you for stopping by the channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, as well as read the description box, as there's pertinent information in there. This is a time for you guys to do self-reflection. Jupiter going retrograde. If you have Sagittarius in your sign, in your chart, in your natal chart, you may want to listen to Sagittarius's reading during the course of that time. You may want to listen to Sagittarius in that time frame, okay? Between May and September, to see how those messages apply to your life. Okay, so guys, I appreciate you so much. Until next time, be well, take care.